Do you know how the child tax credit can benefit you? In this big world of taxes, there's a small silver lining called the child tax credit. It's like a small gift from Uncle Sam to help ease the financial burden of raising kids. Now, who doesn't like gifts, right? So let's unwrap this package together. The child tax credit is a part of our tax code that's designed to assist families. It was introduced to reduce the tax burden on families, provide extra support for childcare expenses, and ultimately to boost our economy by putting more money back into the pockets of hardworking folks like you. Now you might be thinking, great, but who qualifies for this? Well, the child tax credit is available to parents or guardians with a qualifying child or dependent. That's a child who is under 17, living with you for more than half the year, and is financially dependent on you. But there's more to it. Your eligibility for the credit also depends on your income. The full credit is available to individuals earning up to $75,000 annually, or $150,000 for married couples filing jointly. Now, if you earn more than these amounts, don't worry. The credit doesn't just disappear, it gradually phases out. So why is this all so important? Well, it's simple. The child tax credit can significantly reduce your tax bill. In some cases, it might even lead to a refund. That's right, a refund. Imagine that extra cash coming in handy for school supplies, clothes, or even a family vacation. But remember, just like any tax credit, you have to claim it to reap the benefits. No one is going to just hand it over without you asking for it. So it's crucial to understand how it works. And that's what we're here for. Understanding the child tax credit could mean more money in your pocket, so stick around as we delve deeper into this topic. Have you heard about the expansion of the child tax credit? Yes, you heard it right. There's a new bill on the horizon that's causing quite a stir among our politicians in DC. Picture this. An $80 billion pie, and everyone's eager for a piece. But what does this mean for families across the nation? Well, let's dive into it. This expanded child tax credit proposes to increase the existing tax credit from $2,000 to $3,000 per child. Imagine an extra $1,000 for each of your little ones. That's a significant boost for many families. However, the benefits of this expansion aren't spread equally. It all hinges on your tax filing status, the number of children or qualifying dependents you have, and your income. It's a tight income range, so not everyone will see the full increase. But for those who do qualify, this could mean a heftier tax return. That's more money to put towards the things that matter most to your family. What's the rush, you ask? Well, the goal is to get this bill passed by January 29th. That's a significant date because it's when the IRS starts accepting tax returns. If they can pass the bill by then, it'll be a much smoother process. But what if they don't make the deadline? Well, then we could see millions of Americans filing their tax returns under the old rules, missing out on potential extra cash. Now, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's a hefty price tag attached to this expansion. If the child tax credit is raised, it could potentially cost the government close to $200 billion. That's a big leap from the current $80 billion budget. So, will our politicians make the leap? Will they pass the bill in time? It's a waiting game, but rest assured, we'll keep you updated. The expansion of the child tax credit could mean even more money for eligible families. Next, we'll discuss how to claim this credit. Stay tuned. Wondering how you can claim the child tax credit? Well, let's break it down. First things first, you'll need to gather the necessary documents. This includes your child's social security number, your income statements, and your tax return from the previous year. Remember, the child tax credit is based on your income and the number of qualifying children or dependents you have. Now, let's walk through the process. When you're ready to file your taxes, you'll want to use IRS, Form 1040 or 1040A. Look for the section labeled Tax and Credits. Here you'll find a line for the child tax credit. Enter the appropriate amount based on your income and the number of your qualifying children. It's important to note that the child tax credit is currently $2,000 per child, but this amount can change, so always check the latest information from the IRS. But what if you're eligible for more than the tax you owe? In that case, you may qualify for the Additional Child Tax Credit, or ACTC. This is a refundable credit, meaning it could lead to a refund even if you don't owe any tax. To claim the ACTC, you'll need to complete Schedule 8812 and attach it to your Form 1040. As you go through this process, there are some common errors you'll want to avoid. The most common mistake is failing to include your child's social security number or providing an incorrect number. Without the correct social security number, your claim for the credit could be denied. Another common error is not understanding the income limits for the credit. Remember, the amount of child tax credit you can claim decreases as your income increases above certain thresholds. Claiming the child tax credit doesn't have to be complicated. Remember to gather all your necessary documents, understand the process, and avoid common errors. Up next, we'll discuss some key tips to maximize your credit. Want to get the most out of your child tax credit? It's easier than you might think, and we're here to guide you through it. Firstly, ensure you're claiming all eligible children. This might seem obvious, but sometimes certain situations can get overlooked. For instance, if you're a grandparent or guardian, in some cases you might be eligible to claim the child tax credit for children you're taking care of. Next, let's talk about record keeping. Keeping proper records is crucial when it comes to maximizing your child tax credit. This includes things like keeping track of your child's social security number, date of birth, and the number of nights the child lived with you during the year. It's essential to have this information on hand when filing your taxes. Also, remember that the child tax credit isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. It's phased out at higher income levels, which means that if you earn above a certain threshold, the amount you're eligible for may decrease. Therefore, it's important to understand how your income affects your child tax credit. Another tip to maximize your child tax credit is to consider filing as head of household, if you qualify. This status can provide a higher standard deduction and more favorable tax rates, which could potentially increase your child tax credit. Lastly, always stay updated with the latest tax laws. The child tax credit is a part of a complex tax system that can change from year to year. Staying informed about these changes can help you maximize your child tax credit. Consider consulting with a tax professional or using a reputable tax software to ensure you're up to date with these changes. Remember, every little bit counts. By ensuring all eligible children are claimed, keeping proper records, understanding how your income affects your child tax credit, considering your filing status, and staying informed about the latest tax laws, you can maximize your child tax credit. By following these tips, you can ensure that you're getting the most out of your child tax credit. In our final scene, we'll summarize what we've learned. So, what have we learned about the child tax credit? Well, we've delved into the ins and outs of this beneficial tax credit. We've learned that the child tax credit is an important part of the tax code that provides a financial boost to parents and guardians. It's a way for the government to recognize the financial responsibilities of raising children and to offer a helping hand to families. We also explored the recent expansion of the child tax credit. This expansion brings with it a significant increase in the credit amount, making it even more beneficial for families. The increase from $2,000 to $3,000 per child, or even to $3,600 for children under 6, is a substantial one. It is a change that could make a real difference in the lives of millions of families. But remember, it's not just about knowing that the child tax credit exists. It's about understanding how to claim it. We walked through the process of claiming the credit, highlighting the importance of filing your tax return correctly and ensuring that you meet all the requirements. We also emphasized the importance of not rushing to file your return, especially if you are not getting the full child tax credit amount. And lastly, we shared some tips to maximize your child tax credit. We discussed the importance of keeping accurate records, understanding your eligibility, and staying informed about any changes in tax laws. These tips can help you make the most of the child tax credit and ensure that you're not leaving any money on the table. In conclusion, the child tax credit is more than just a line on your tax return. It's an opportunity, a tool that can provide financial support and ease the burden of raising children. It's crucial to understand it, claim it, and make the most of it. Remember, understanding the child tax credit can put more money in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more informative videos.